Right guys, Speedgoat 7, strike while the iron is hot. I must admit, I've got quite a lot of views and likes off the last video, so I just thought, right, do the race, get up next day, and do my race review on this shoe. But before we start the video, please drop a comment, like, subscribe, or even share. It really does help the channel. But before we start this video, we're just going to go to some of the racing footage, excuse the audio, and excuse some of the visuals just because it was so wet that I was actually struggling trying to film just to swipe my phone open. So yeah, let's go to that. Hey guys, 3 miles in. Speedgoat's doing well, to be fair. It just shows you that a fresh pair of lugs is always good in this weather. Very leafy, very slippery, but it's handled the terrain quite well because I've had to do some overtaking on downhill sections, and I had, to be fair, loads of confidence in this shoe. Even though I'm only 3.5 miles in, I can comfortably say that the midsole is better than the Speedgoat 6, which is obviously a big positive. So guys, last hill, about a mile out, met up with one of my clients on the course. We got lost, so we've added about half a mile to a mile, suboptimal. But anyway, the shoe, very impressed. Hoka, take note of this shoe and apply it to my Fate line. Feels good, grip's been good, considering the terrain. It's been very muddy, very sloppy, but no shoe handles that. Not even an Innovate mud talon. But yeah, feet don't hurt, no blisters. I can feel a little bit on the pinky, so if you are someone that has wide feet like me, you probably do need to do the wide. It doesn't hurt, but I can feel that it's slightly pressed. So yeah, this will be the last video because I'll do a proper video at home and finish off the review. But it's a thumbs up on the Speedgoat 7, most importantly. Hoka, stop mucking about and make the shoes bloody soft again. Right guys, 50k in British weather. Not too bad. Not too much stuff in the shoe actually. I thought I'd need a gaiter, but I don't. So there you go. So as you can see, very wet, leafy, chalky, some slight little bits of technical downhill, real like swampy puddles that I was running through. So it's a really good test of this shoe. Because let's be honest, when we're thinking about the Speedgoat 7, right, it's such an iconic shoe. But when we think about that shoe, it's the all-rounder. It's the shoe that you can take on like a flat, non-technical ground. But it's also the shoe you can take on a very technical ground. And it just handles all the terrains. This shoe and let's say the Mafate, for me, are shoes that are very good at being all-rounders. They're not too specific. Overall though, very impressed with the shoe. I'm really happy. Durability, I don't know if you better see that. Feels relatively good on that, but then again, you know, I wasn't running on hard ground, so it's not really going to wear the lugs out. Lacing was good. Upper was good. Didn't have to adjust my laces once. They're not the jagged laces that you get from, say, the North Face, which I really enjoy, but there is something about those laces where they just hold. They've got like when you pull them, they've got a squeeze and then it sort of tightens up sort of feel. Tongue was good. Little cushion worked really well. And yeah, I must admit, after 6 hours, feet were fine. I've got no blisters. I would say though, I got the 10.5 in a wide and I could still feel my little toe just a little bit. So if I got the 10.5 in, say the normal, then I probably would have ran into a little bit of an issue. Just because I could get away with that in the 5, because the upper was very soft, it was very sock-like and very stretchy. Whereas this is just where it's a better upper and it's a bit more rigid, not in a bad way. It's just more durable. There's less stretch. I could definitely feel my little toe. Potentially, if I was to go for say another 6 hours, I'd maybe feel that. But overall, a massive win for Hoka with this one. If Hoka were to ever look at my channel and some of the previous videos I've done, you may get the impression that I don't like the brand. Completely not true. I love the brand. I just don't like that they make a fantastic shoe and in upgrades the shoe gets worse. You know, Speedgoat 5, great midsole, poor upper. Speedgoat 6, good upper, poor midsole. Speedgoat 7, good upper, good midsole. So let's talk about the midsole. Obviously, it's a super critical EVA. There's loads of terms and technologies around that, but the midsole feels good. Okay, it's got a little bit of a pop to it. It's soft, but it's soft, but it's responsive. I would say similar to, say, like a Prodigio Pro type of midsole, but there's definitely more protection with this shoe. It's thicker at the forefoot and thicker at the heel, i.e. the heel stack. So I just think this is going to be a really good shoe, and I think this is actually going to make a lot of us die-hard Hoka fans. We're going to be happy with this shoe. This is definitely a shoe that I will feel comfortable taking anywhere. And yesterday was quite slippy, and don't get me wrong, this shoe held up really well. That could be as well because, you know, it's a brand spanking new shoe. The lugs have never been like worn down, so obviously the mill of the lug is going to be a little bit higher. But I was very confident in the shoe. There were certain sections where, especially at the beginning, I went to the toilet and then the race started, so I was right at the back, which I don't mind anyway. But there were certain bits where there was downhills and I had to overtake people on like sketchy bits of like side path, you know, when you're running and your foot's basically like this. And I was really comfortable, and that was on like chalky, leafy stuff. So yeah, really happy with the shoe. Gonna keep the shoe. This is gonna be perfect for me, like a daily trainer. I've sort of been looking for a shoe like this at the moment because I sold the Mafate 5s. They just weren't sort of what I was after, because with the Mafate 5 or that line or that type of shoe, I want to be able to train in it, which the Mafate 5 was good for it, but I want to be able to race in it as well. And yeah, I just didn't get on with that shoe. Whereas this is definitely sort of your daily trainer, even some of your more specific sessions, but also this is a shoe you're going to be able to race in. So yeah, Hoka, great job on this. Really happy. Let's go for the stats. Heel stack, I think it's 37, 32. So obviously that's going to give you the 5mm drop. 5mm lug. Pattern's a bit different. It's like quite spiky in a way, but in a good way. There's a little bit of wear on the outside there. That's my running style though, and to be fair, I just put a 50k for it, so I expect that. I'm also really hoping, guys, with Hoka that they've made this outsole a bit more durable. Like, that's one of my biggest issues with the 5. I always loved that shoe, but I was like, you're buying that shoe and it's lasting you a few months, especially if you're putting the mileage. So let's hope Vibram and Hoka have teamed up and the outsole is more durable. But yeah, for me, the biggest improvement that needed from the 6 to this shoe was the midsole, and they have delivered. It was fun to run in. It was poppy. I was very confident on the grip and its durability throughout the race. Lacing was good. Tongue was good. Little cushion. And yeah, that's all. That's it from me, guys. I'm happy with the shoe. Keeping it. Will be running it. And obviously, if you found that video helpful, please let me know. Or send it to someone who's considering the shoe. Let them get a feel for it. But yeah, for me, Hoka, happy with the shoe. Thank you.